Alright guys, we are back with another cemetery video. I've been wanting to visit this cemetery for quite a while because I drive past it quite frequently. This is known as Ellis Cemetery. It's right outside of Findlay, Ohio. Findlay, Ohio, it's near Hancock County, Ohio. It's out in the country, pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Out in the country, here in Ohio. So I've been wanting to stop at this cemetery for quite a while. Because like I said, I drive past it quite a bit. At least twice a week. So here we are. It looks like there's no actual sign that says Ellis Cemetery, but if you look it up, it is called Ellis Cemetery. It's also known as Bibler Cemetery, B-I-B-L-E-R. That's because there's Ellis's buried out here, and there's also Biblers buried out here. I think it's Bibler. I don't think it's Bibler. But yeah, we're just going to do a quick walkthrough. It ain't going to be like an in-depth video. I want to do a quick walkthrough for you guys. There is approximately 113 burials out here, so there's not many at all. The oldest birth date of the person that's buried out here is 1784, and that's George Crossley Sr. And unfortunately, the newest birth date of someone being buried out here is 1901. And I say unfortunately because she was an infant when she died. She was born in 1901 and she died in 1901 as well. And her name is Effie May Elsea. So, but like I said, it's in the middle of nowhere out in the country. Findlay's that way, and then Hawktown is approximately that way. So I guess we'll start by looking at this sign. It says all flowers and wreaths must be removed by April 1st. Today is April 19th, 2023. But like I said, there's no sign indicating that this is Ellis Cemetery. It's just out here down an old country road here in Ohio. So, like I said, we're just going to do a quick walkthrough. A lot of these graves are they're all really old. This one looks like it may be broke. Can't even see what it says. That's so sad. You can't even make out what it says. That's really unfortunate, you know? I mean, obviously someone comes out here and mows, which is great, you know, that's great that someone comes out here and mows. But it's like none of these are cared for at all. Can't even make anything. I can feel some indentations, but I don't know if it's just because of the rock itself, the stone itself, or what. You can't even make anything out. Same with this other side. Can't make anything out. Waltmeyer. See, it's like you can't even... You can see it actually pretty good on the camera. But I don't know, it's still pretty bad. Like, you can't even really make any, it's just the deterioration. These are really, really old gravestones, so you can't even really make anything out. At least you can make, you know, somewhat of this out, unlike that one over there, unfortunately. Our father and mother. September 8th, 1886. Like I said, a lot of these, like all these gravestones are really, really old. Melissa E. Wilson. And when I was doing some research on this, and she is the last one to be buried out here. Melissa E. Wilson, born 1877 and she passed away in 1953. Amon C. Wilson and Esther M. Wilson. So after doing some research on Find My Grave, Amon is Melissa's spouse. He was born 1887 and he passed away in 1904. Melissa, which is Amon's spouse, she was born 1877, died in 1953. And then Esther is their child. Now Esther is Melissa and Amon's child, and unfortunately Esther only lived to be 1 year old. Esther was born March 10th, 1898 and passed away April 12th, 1899. Now another thing I want everybody to know is if you happen to stumble upon my videos of me at cemeteries and you want to see somebody, let me know in the comments down below. Even if I haven't been to a specific cemetery yet, and if I'm able to make it there, let me know in the comments and I'll try to visit the grave of who you'd like me to go look at. Now the goal for this channel is to grow and hopefully make this a job someday where I can just travel around. But for right now, I'm only focusing in Ohio because that's where I'm from, and I don't have the travel expenses to just travel around. But hopefully that changes someday. Clarissa, daughter of M. and M. Smith. There's some Smiths over here, Joseph and Elmer A. Smith. Died October 11th, 1855. She was only 13 years old. There is what appears to be a prayer at the bottom. There seems to be a lot of youth that has passed away in this cemetery. Henry, son of M. and M. Smith. He only lived to be 27 years old. So that would be the brother of Clarissa, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, should be. And over here we have what appears to be Michael Smith, which would be, if I'm not mistaken, their father. And then yes, here's Mary's grave, which would be Michael's wife of Michael Smith. So you just can't really make out anything. So a family of them. Oh, grave's actually cracking there. So you just can't even make any of this out. It's really sad, really. Can't even make out anything on this, except for some of the designs that are on it. So this is the smoothest one by far. Okay, so I wanted to pause because we're about to get into the Biblers. We're about to see a bunch of the Biblers. A lot of these graves are not even you can't even read them. Now, at the time of filming this, a lot of these I truly could not read. But while editing this right now, I was doing more research to see, mainly looking on findmygrave.com using the app, and finding out what I can about these graves, if I can get a name or anything like that. And a few of these I have got names. A few of these I have got some birth dates and death dates that you otherwise just can't read on the stone itself. So what you're going to see is you're going to see some images that I'm going to post alongside the grave. Just information that I found on Find My Grave. But let me tell you, there is unfortunately a lot of Bibler infant deaths. Now, it's sad for anybody to die. It is. I mean, we are in a cemetery. But a lot of these are infant deaths in the Bibler family. Saved by Grace. W.M. A. Bibler. That's what I was talking about earlier. The Bibler. This cemetery is also known as Bibler Cemetery. It's more known as Ellis Cemetery, but I read online that it did say it is also known as this, but it's more known as Ellis Cemetery. That's really smooth, like a smooth, maybe like a granite. For example, here we have Anna Laura Bibler. She only lived to be 1 day old, born July 29th, 1873, and she passed away on July 30th, 1873. Anna Laura. I said you just can't really make anything out with any of these, really. Not a lot of these you can't. Crypts. That's all that one says. Here's some more Biblers. So far, these are the most recognizable for obvious reasons. But unfortunately, you know, a lot of these old gravestones, maybe someone couldn't afford, you know, a better one, or like here's a Bibler, for example. Very similar layout as some of them other ones that weren't really recognizable. Okay, so I wanted to freeze the frame on this one because I wish I would have filmed it better at the cemetery when I was there. It's easier to say, you know, when you're at home, but when I was there, I really wish I did. This is the gravestone of Tilly Ora Bibler. She was born September 11th, 1876, and she passed away January 25th, 1877. She only lived to be 4 months old. When I get up to move the camera, if you look like real closely on the left side, like left of the gravestone now, you'll see some writing, and the picture that I want to post that I directly found on findagrave.com, it'll show the inscription on Tilly's grave. Like I said, guys, I wish I would have caught the details when I was there, but when you can't see any of these graves and you just can't make out anything, you assume the whole grave is like that. And honestly, this one was, so I just kept moving along. And I did some more research when I got home. And next up, we have baby boy George Bibler, born September 26, 1841, and he passed away October 3rd, 1842. Oh, wow. This one's broke. That is so sad. I wonder if the one that was over there when we came in that had it leaning against it, I just wonder if it goes to this one here. That is so sad. Wow. I'm not going to attempt to move it or anything, but I just wonder. Like, I'm not going to take that piece over there and move it because I'm not too sure. But that's really sad. That is. And I just look over here. I noticed over there, there's a piece broken just laying right up there. Infant son, born May 20th, 1873, 5, 8, I'm not too sure. Children of E.H. and M.E. Bibler. That is really sad though about that grave there. And like, yeah, there's a piece just broken on this one right here. Can't even make it. It looks like it's been laying here for quite a while. John Russell died 1896. Oh, I just noticed there's a piece there of a grave. A headstone. Man. This is really, really unfortunate. That one's actually buried. I'm not going to take that out for obvious reasons. So here on this column we have 3 headstones, all 3 of them Biblers. The first one, I tried making them all out, and I'm pretty sure I got them all in the correct order. It's just so hard to read in person, and I've pulled all this information on findagrave.com. And the first one appears to be William Henry Bibler, and he lived to be 1 month old. The second headstone appears to be David F. Bibler, and he lived to be 6 months old. And if I matched everything up, which it appears I did, because if you look in the Find a Grave photo, you can see the same grave that's in the back in my video shot as the one in the image. This would be Harriet Jane Bibler. She lived to be 12 years old. And coming up here on the left, we have Elizabeth Bibler. She only lived to be 3 months old. So many of these are just worn down where you can't even tell what they say. So I just noticed, I don't know if there's just nothing here It's just a stone. I wonder if this is where someone was buried. Like, it's just odd because everything else around it is literally grass. And there's no other markers doing that. That would indicate, you know, has to be. Look at the shape. That's really sad. That is. There's nothing but just flat. And you know it gets ran over by a lawnmower. Assuming that is a gravestone. There's a piece of what appears to be a stone right here, just laying here. Right? Oh yeah, that's definitely not supposed to be here. So after doing some research, up here we have Jesse Decker, the father of the unfortunate broken headstone beside him. More broken pieces. So the broken headstone belongs to Asa Decker, which is Jesse Decker's son. Asa only lived to be 4 years old, so like I said, there's a lot of infant deaths in this cemetery, it seems. Asa's mother, Ellen Bibler McGregor, is not buried here. She's buried in Michigan. Half-siblings Isaac D. Pepple and Nancy June Pepple Shaver are buried in Michigan, the same cemetery that their mother Ellen is buried in, and his biological brother Abraham Decker is buried in Washington. Headstones. See, right there. This is right here. It's supposed to sit. Looks like maybe something like that, but a little bit more this way. And it definitely is someone's stone right here, because I can feel the indentation. I guess it probably shouldn't be sat like that because yeah, you can see so much more detail when I'm looking through my camera screen. I can just see so much more detail. It's insane. Oh man, this is sad. I was not expecting this. I know some cemeteries can be pretty bad off. I just wasn't expecting this. These are just laid down. So I couldn't find any information on any of these 3 graves on findagrave.com. Maybe I just overlooked them. I couldn't find anything. This one appears to be, it looks like it says aged 1 year and 1 month and 24 days. So if that's the case, it's another infant death out here. The next headstone is going to look very similar to this one. Let's try to add a little joy to this video. This, for some reason, it looks like one of them boobahs to me, but obviously this would have been way before that was a thing on TV. This one is very well deteriorated. Samuel, it appears to say his name. I wasn't able to figure out the right side stone, but the left side stone is Mary E. Decker. Mary passed away at 2 months old. I didn't see anything anything indicating that she's related to Jesse and Asa Decker. It didn't show anything on findagrave.com. Like I said, I am unsure about this right side grave. I didn't find any information on it. So here we have 4 headstones. The second headstone is Simon Decker, and the other 3 headstones are all Altman. The first stone we have the father, Adam Altman. The second stone, like I mentioned, is Simon Decker. I'm not seeing any relation to him in this cemetery at all. He has one child, Thomas J. Decker, and he's not even buried here. I'm just going by what it says on findagrave.com because 3 of the 4 are listed. They're listed as being related, but the second one, Simon Decker, there's no relation at all. But moving along, the third stone is David Altman, which is Adam and Anna's son, and unfortunately he only lived to be 4 years old. So another infant death in this cemetery. And the fourth and final stone is Anna, Adam's spouse and David's mother. So from doing my research, it appears that Emma and Napoleon here on these 2 headstones, they're married and they have 3 children, William Isaac Peterman, Perry Clifton Peterman, and George Ernest Peterman. William and Perry are not buried here. They are both buried in Maple Grove Cemetery in Findlay, Ohio. George, however, is buried here. I'm wondering if George is the left headstone here, because on findagrave.com, it's not showing a grave for George. George was born 1880 and he passed away in 1911. So here's the graves of Minnie and Minty. These are the twin baby girls that passed away less than a month apart from one another. They both didn't even live to be 1 year old. So the parents of Minnie and Minty, John Peterman and Mary Ann Maines Peterman, they're not buried in this cemetery. They're buried in Findlay, Ohio at the Maple Grove Cemetery. Only 2 siblings of Minnie and Minty are buried out here in Ellis Cemetery. We have Harriet Peterman with an unknown birth. She passed away in 1869. And then Viola D. Peterman. She was born in 1872, and she passed away in 1875 at 2 years old, almost making it to 3 years old. Viola is the 3rd gravestone that sits alongside Minnie and Minty. So it is nice to see that these 3 little girls that died so young were laid to rest alongside each other. In total, there was 9 kids, 4 of which are buried out here. The other 5 siblings are buried in various cemeteries throughout Ohio, although most of the cemeteries are pretty local to this one. A lot of war veterans out here, quite a few. Well, we're almost done. Like I said, this is a pretty small cemetery. Noticing that there's an empty, it appears that they meant to have someone else buried out here, maybe part of their family, the Ellis family. I could be wrong, but you know, there is a missing stone there, it appears. There's another slab just laying down. Grave marker. See if we can make a name off of it. No. We have this one over here all alone. It says E. Another thing that I've been asked about is cleaning graves. I don't even know how to go about doing that. I don't know if it's even allowed. I know some people do it on TikTok and YouTube. I don't know if that's even legal. I don't know if you have to ask. I have no idea the guidelines on anything like that. It's something I'd be open to do. Definitely. That's leaning. It's leaning pretty hard. See, it's really unfortunate how this happens. Died 1858, and the headstone's cracked. I think I already came and seen these ones. So we've got this last section here. Effie May, here it is. I was wondering when I would see this gravestone out here. It's the last one. Effie May, infant daughter of C.M. and A.R. Elsea. She only lived to be nine days old. Born December 9th, 1901. and she passed away December 18th, 1901. Right before Christmas, too. That's terrible. So Effie May CM and AR Elsea. That is so sad to have an infant die. Just in general, but especially right around Christmas. So, where are her parents? Alright guys, so we are 2 days into the future. 2 days from when I just filmed that clip, you know, all that. Okay, so I went home, started editing, and it's raining out here. And as I went home, did some editing. So I wanted to do some more research and find out where Effie May's parents are buried, because I could not find them out here. You think they would be like in here or maybe over there? No. Unfortunately, none of her family's buried out here. They're buried about 8 miles or so in Findlay, Ohio, at Maple Grove Cemetery. They're not even buried out here. Her dad, Conrad Moses, ain't buried out here. Her mom, Amanda Rebecca Beard Elsea, ain't even buried out here. Her brothers, Merle and Charles, aren't even buried out here. She is out here by herself. Which is really sad if you ask me. Like, really, really sad. Her grandparents are not even buried out here. They're all buried in Maple Grove Cemetery in Findlay. I don't know why they're not buried out here. They're just not buried out here. Her mom ended up living to be 105 years old. Born in September 23rd, 1861, and she passed away October 12th, 1966. Her father, Conrad Moses Elsea, was born February 5th, 1862, and he passed away May 20th, 1942. But like I said, her brothers Merle and Charles, they're not even buried out here. It's just Effie May all by herself. Something even more crazy about this when I did research. I couldn't find out, you know, how she passed away. So her birthday is December 9th, 1901. And her death date is December 18th, 1901. So when I did research, I found her birth record, like the birth record of Hancock County, Findlay. I found the birth record that someone linked to FamilySearch.org, and they linked the birth records. So I don't know why, but on her gravestone it says she was born in 1901, but on her birth records it says she was born December 9th, 1899, and she passed away the next day, December 10th, 1899. So I don't know, and it was legit. It was, you can tell it was a photo scan copy that someone linked. I'll post a picture up here, around here. It said she was unnamed. It said she didn't even have a name. It just said Elsea, and then the parentheses it said unnamed. So this is so sad. Like, I don't know, not only is her family not even buried out here, they're just buried far away, like 8 miles in Findlay, different cemetery, not even around her. They say she was unnamed. So, I'm wondering, why does it say 1901? December 9th, 1901 to December 18th, 1901. I'm really wondering what the deal is here. I'm really curious. I want to do some even more research. We might have to visit back out here, because I'm really intrigued about this, because I don't know. But I wanted to stop out here, guys, and shed some light on some research that I found about Effie May. That's what it says on her gravestone. But on her birth records it says she was unnamed. It did say she was born December 9th, but 1899, not 1901. And it said she passed away December 10th, 1899. So it said she was 0, but technically 1 day old. But yeah, I couldn't find a death cause. I'm going to do some more research, but it's probably going to be in a different video. I can visit out here. That's if I can find anything. If any of her relation down the line ever see this video, which I doubt that'll happen, I might have trolls pretending. If anybody does and you know some information, please shed some light on this and let me know, because this is just sad. I was looking for her grave because she was, you know, an infant. And there's a couple other infants out here. And lo and behold, she was the last one. Because I was going down the line of all the graves, she was the last one, so. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about that, the information that I found, because I feel like it's a pretty big deal. So like I said, we're 2 days from them other clips. So yeah, now let's go back into present time of when I was filming. Now that's really sad. Well guys, I guess that wraps up the video for today. I just wanted to do a quick walkthrough. I know it wasn't as quick. This is just my first time going through a cemetery and filming and not really having a specific grave that I wanted to film. In the past, I've done Annabelle Davis right outside of Ridgeway, Ohio. Apparently she was a witch. Go check out that video. I'll link it at the end of this video. Apparently it's haunted. I went to Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's restaurant. I went to the mausoleum where he's buried. So this is just something I really want to get into, because cemeteries, there's an endless supply of them. There's always going to be videos that I can upload for you guys. I see just cemeteries everywhere. Drive down back roads like this, you see cemeteries. So I just think it's a good way. It's something I want to do as well. It's not like I just don't want to do it. I wouldn't do videos if I don't want to do them. But it's something that I do enjoy doing. And it'll just get videos out there for, people. Because I know a lot of people like seeing this stuff as well. They like, go to specific cemeteries and see loved ones that they can't see. Maybe they're out of state, and maybe we'll make a trip back out here sometime. I'm not sure. But this is Ellis Cemetery right outside of Findlay, Ohio. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one.